some of the disc. Hey! Okay, guys. So I'm trying a different camera angle. It is, again, still a tight squeeze. And so I am putting the chats over here so you'll see me looking down and looking back up. Okay, guys? Oh, shit. I left the door open. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay, so, well, welcome to Weird and Woo-Woo. I am weird, and we all get a little woo-woo, okay? I hope everybody's doing good. It's an amazing Sunday morning. The sun is out. The weather's going to be good today. So I'm really excited. I'm so excited. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. It is weird. I will try to find a way to kind of like put the camera a little bit more centered so I'm not having to go like this so much. Hey, DW. Hey, Anna. Love you too. How are you two doing? Okay, so today it felt like we were going to do a week ahead type of reading, okay? Because it just, and it's funny because most Sunday's the perfect day to do it. Most Sundays I don't do that, but it felt like this is like the time where we kind of need, like there's something being felt. There's an energy of this week. And I was like, okay, that probably will stretch out. I'm getting like at least during like Monday through Friday, which is like the business week where we're from. No. So we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It felt very strong, like just do a week ahead. Like I didn't need a lot of preparatory information or anything like that. Just that, and I could feel it. Like I can feel the energy, which feels very. Again, we're getting into what feels like a productive type of energy. Whether you actually feeling productive and quantifying something external to you where you're like, oh, yep, that's productive, or where other people would give you the stamp of approval, like you've been, that's not they're not the same thing, okay? The energy of being like, feeling like you're making progress, feeling like you're inching along, like you're like something worthwhile. You feel like something worthwhile is accomplished, or you're just feeling like in the energy of getting shit done. And I don't care how small it is. It's a stark contrast to the feeling stuck energy, okay? And so even if you're just feeling what's to come this week, it feels completely different than stuck in the mud. We'll just say that, okay? That's the way it comes across to me. Alrighty. Where are we going to start? Somebody needs to dust. I'm over here like, me? I'm like, am I the one that needs? But I've literally been on top of it this week, cleaning and everything. So I don't know what that's about. It reminds me of like just particles, leftover particles from something. Somebody needs to dust. I don't know. Maybe that's just like to get somebody's attention because I'm like, okay. All right, let's move forward. Where are we going to start? Do we get to have a... Okay. We're going to do Secret Tarot first and then Golden Universal, looks like. Let me pull out a bunch of some cards and see how it goes. Sorry, I'm just so used to them being in alignment that I don't have to like look side to side for it. Hey, Terry, you're so tired. Has it been a long day? Now I'm getting like hot, like I want to take things. I don't mean it like that, but like when you need to strip layers because you're hot, you're like sweaty. And I've not really had coffee. This is my first cup. Can I just say I took my shower, like I came back and had to reheat it. Like I've not really drank coffee, so it ain't me. And I don't have hot flashes yet, thank God. Okay. So I get I'm about to take my sweatshirt off. That feels I'm hot. Okay. I don't know what that's about, but Magician. Week ahead. Wow. Magician. High Priestess. 4 of Wands. Holy shit. 9 of Cups. Pardon my French. 3 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Page of Pentacles. I'm just going to say, this could mean a million different things, but they're going with the tried and true basics of like something coming to fruition, some type of manifestation, or I heard some like a fated development, like a fated development. I feel like it's been in the works. It's been in the works. But I feel it's more tangible. It feels very tangible. Like, you know how like, God, it can get irritating because sometimes we always hear like, oh, spirit's working on something. And it's like, and remember we were talking like from here on out, proofs in the pudding type of situation, right? And so like we're only listening to shit where we've got proof of it. We're not getting lost in some level of illusion or anything else like that, or like fantasy of something happening. We're dealing with reality, right? We're dealing with reality. It's almost like, and that's what I feel like you feel is coming. You feel like something is developing, something's coming to fruition. High Priestess is ultimate intuitive. And I feel like it has something to do with somebody's home environment. So it's almost as if it's like something that you're unaware that it has been developing or moving along or progressing, is coming to fruition, is what I want to say. It's actually manifesting. And I think it has something to do with your home environment and a wish. We have the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. It's something you're going to be exceptionally happy about. I honest to God feel like we are getting down to the bare basics of these cards, like the tried and true one-liner definitions of these things, right? 3 of Cups, celebration. There's a celebration to be had about this. For some of you, you don't know how you feel about this. Or some of you, I don't know, like there's this, it's not even that you don't know how you feel. It's celebratory, but you're kind of like, see how this person looks like they're in the center of a storm, like the eye of the storm? What should seem like chaotic, or what could be chaotic, or what could, it's like, it's not touching you. It's like it's dancing all around, but it's not touching you. I also feel like you have been trying to, it's almost like I get the feeling of like, I don't mean this in this is a very bad analogy. You know, like when your parents are arguing and so you try to stay out of the way, like you try to not be touched by something, you try to like go under the radar. That's what the 4 of Cups feels like. It feels as if it's kind of like making no moves. I wasn't making any moves. I was just waiting. I was trying to hide under the radar or something. We're going to pull a card on that, because then we have Yeah, we're gonna pull some cards on the Four of Cups. There's some energy there. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, the start to a new path within your life. Like this is something beginning. Four of Cups. Talk to me about the Four of Cups. Okay, I keep trying to pull away from the like unscathed energy, and like somebody's trying to get through something unscathed, almost like I don't know. This is something to be celebrated. This is a wish fulfillment. It has something to do with someone's home life, and somebody's like, because they're not. It's like they're not. There's a very apathetic like. But I don't feel like it's apathy. You notice how that they're not interacting with the Three Cups. They don't want what is here, but it's also like they're not grasping at the fourth cup that Spirit kind of brings in. I feel like this is like that liminal space. And the card to describe it that came out was the Ten of Swords, which I feel like somebody's been in like what I would call a surrender mode, right? Ten of Swords is, you notice how like this person has finally just laid their head down and they're like, okay, so that's what it is. Like you're surrendering to this new beginning. Okay. You may not be like, you weren't trying to force it. You weren't trying to make it happen. You also weren't trying to stop it. You weren't trying to like, you just were like, all right, get me through, like carry me through this is what I feel like saying. So that's what it is. Because the Ten of Swords is like worst case scenario and surrendering to what was in order to be able to start that new path, the Ace of Swords. Y'all, about to get a show because I'm about to take this sweatshirt off. Okay, they want the other one now. We're going to do Golden Universal. I mean, this is the kind of like somebody who's like maybe whatever had to happen in order to give you your wish fulfillment, like required some other things that you were just like, oh my God, please just get me through this. You just wanted to get through it. And maybe it's like whatever you were leaving behind, this is the wish fulfillment to let that go and to let things develop, right? And so there's some level like, okay, like something you, like an era is what they're saying, an era of disappointment, an era of something you dislike, of an era of defeat. So they're like, you know, you're just like waiting to be like, it's like a whisked away energy, but it's not one where you're like, oh, somebody's going to come and save me. It's a whisked away where it's like the path is cleared ahead, that Spirit helps carry you through it, that kind of thing. And so you've been waiting, you've been trying to manifest this, you've been trying to bring something into fruition. You knew intuitively that I feel like the trajectory of this, and it has something to do with your home life. Four of Wands. It is going to be a major milestone. Four of Wands is kind of the energy of life before this and life after that, which kind of that is the era, like an end of an era and a new beginning. And it comes in a way that's a wish fulfillment for you and one that's celebratory. But I do feel like you are like surrendering to the process. So if that's been something where you've been kind of like fighting it a little bit, I feel like the way in which something comes in is so, it makes you so happy. I can't, I'm trying to say other words and they keep going wish fulfillment. So like when you allow something to come in where you're like it's, you know, because like sometimes we ask for something and Spirit brings something to us in the energy of it, right? And it may not be, but this is like, makes me feel like I blew up my candles and exactly what I imagine happens, right? So some level of wish fulfillment comes in and it's almost as if you surrender to it then. So whatever happens, the fact that the Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups comes in first, and then comes the surrender of just allowing something, like just carry me through this and surrender, you know what I mean? This new beginning, it's kind of like, This new beginning may be a bit chaotic. For other people, it may be chaotic, but I feel like you go unscathed. So it would be like, I always use like dramatic scenarios to help the human understand. It's something coming, like let's say a storm comes through and rips a portion of your roof off. You're renting and you kind of have, like, you have no choice but, and so you get insurance money to help you, and you're like, okay, well, here we go, carry me through this. It's bringing in a wish. You get out of the place that you were living in, you get out of whatever it is, and you have the funds to do it. It's in a slightly chaotic way, but I don't feel like you're just surrendering. You're like, you recognize what it does. It takes you out of this perceived worst case scenario, this era. And so it's almost like, I don't know why they're showing it to me like this, but it's like stepping on Aladdin's carpet, like going for a carpet ride, a flying carpet ride. You know what I mean? Like, where it's almost like I need to get out of something. It has that feeling of like being in the well and somebody pulls you out, you know what I mean? But it's like you're in the midst of something and you step on the carpet and it flies you away. Like, they're giving me that type of imagery, okay? It's your justice. It's like things that were wrong are made right. They really want me to stick with justice. Like, we really are going with the tried and true basic definitions. It's almost like for whatever wrong was done, or for whatever, like, this is more than compensating for it. I also feel like there's a level of people being held to account, and clarity, truth, as a result of this. Things are being brought back into balance. This is like the reciprocity for whatever you've had to deal with. And then and it's healing. This is taking you down the right path. The star card is all about following the North Star home. Like, it's following, it's being guided by spirit. You're being guided by spirit. And the way in which this justice comes through for you, for whatever you've been through, feels healing. It allows you to have that healing. Okay. And it's funny because I want to say we have both the Justice and the King of Swords, which gives the air of like finality, final decisions, cutting of cords. Again, the end of an era. Wrongs made right. And it's the type where, again, I have really been like, there's so many meanings to the King of Swords energy. But they've really been harboring on this one, where the idea and notion of the King of Swords being in the energy of, I'm able to make a decision and follow it through. There's just a level of finality with something. So something might come to a close quicker than expected, because we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands and the World card. Like, I feel like once this decision is, like, once this happens, okay, whatever this is, the world opens up to you. So whatever, I want to know about that. Like, what do you mean once this ends? I told you, it's like a they just said final countdown. I was trying to say final decision. This is I feel like you go through with something. So let's recap here. There's something that's coming into fruition that you've been sensing and feeling is meant to come. It is a manifestation, a desire that you've had, a wish that you put out there, right? And it's kind of like, I think it's one that's more been in the etheric, like you with spirit type of thing versus in your reality. But with the magician card, it's coming into reality. And it has something to do with it's a milestone and in some sorts because it's the ending of an era, like it permanently closes something out, but it has something to do with your home life as well. Okay. Or like I heard setting up for your future. Whatever this is, whatever this manifestation is, it sets you up for your future, right? It is a wish fulfillment, a reason to celebrate, and there is a moment when this is kind of like your justice and and spirit's trying to show you what path to go down. So like spirit's bringing in this justice so you can go down the path that it's trying to guide you down. Okay. And it requires you to make that decision, which is more than just like, okay, I get it. You actually have to follow through. Right. And when you do, there's like very quickly a lot opens up to you or a whole new world. Oh, a whole new world. Aladdin. Damn. Remember I said they're getting on the carpet? They are trying to be slick with it right now. So the judgment card is answering that call. So it's almost as if there is some level of justice that enters in, and something comes to fruition this week. I do feel this would be some milestone of some sorts. It would impact home life to a certain degree, and it's going to happen in such a way that it's the way that you wanted it to. It's a wish and a reason to celebrate. It brings you utter personal contentment and happiness, right? Like this is exactly what I wanted. And so as a result of that, it allows you to surrender to the process, right? Because I feel like you've been like afraid to go through, because you may have been aware of this path, but you've been afraid of it up to this point. Like the storm is happening around you, you're not, nothing is going to hurt you, you just surrender to the process, and a whole new either path opens up to you as a result. And so it's kind of like, but when this thing happens, you really do, like it's spirit trying to get you to a particular place. This thing that's happening isn't the destination. It is the let you move forward with something. And so there's the decision, there's a quick turnaround, and it's just a matter of following the guidance that spirit gives you. And given the Four of Cups, you may have been hesitant to want to follow this guidance, but something happens in just such a way where you're like, oh, like I feel resistance to how, like you may have been like, unless it happens like this, I'm not okay. Like you're not okay with something, or you're afraid of it, or you don't like it. And so it has to happen this way. And so spirit's like, bet, and then it happens in a way that you're like, okay, like you feel comfortable to surrender to where spirit is guiding you. So that's pretty impactful. It may not be like some end goal, but it's the thing that gives you enough peace to follow spirit's guidance. Okay. And that's what the judgment card is. That's Gabriel playing his bugle or whatever that is. And people, and it gives you like a new lease on life. We have several major important like major arcana. I was like, Magician, High Priestess, Justice, the Star card, the World, and Judgment. Those are heavy hitters. Okay. So this week is about that. So it's a development. It's definitely a development in your home. See, for some, it may be family within the home. And then for some, it may be your actual home. Which is why because I feel family mixed in with the Four of Wands for some people. But but they needed the Four of Wands versus the Ten of Pentacles because there would have been a heavy leaning towards the people. You know what I mean? So, okay. Okay, yeah, they reminded me of this Sacred Traveler Oracle. Discovering a truth. You discover the truth. But it says you stand in the light of truth. I just feel like somebody stands in the right side of something. So there, again, I feel like there may have been some level of conflict or some chaos going on around, and you've been trying to be unscathed by it. And it's kind of like you're standing in the light of truth. I feel like you are vindicated. That's why the Justice card comes up. You are vindicated in some, and you're shown to be the one in the, like, some kind of right standing of something. And then Spirit's like, enjoy the journey. Like, I feel like this is a send-off, a kickoff, which is like a milestone, because both Four of Wands is like the types of milestones that we would celebrate. And then we've got the celebration card here, which is the Three of Cups. So this is kind of like a kickoff to something, you know what I mean? Enjoy the journey. That's exactly what Spirit's saying. Like, you get vindicated, and now you get to, like, you're shown to be in the right of something. Walk in beauty. Enjoy the journey. There's one. There, I knew something flipped earlier. Support's all around you. Fellow travelers. Okay, support is all around you. Like, that's what you're going to feel. Like, I feel like you're shown to be in the right of something. And you feel like, I don't know, I feel like somehow, like, I just get, was I wrong? I don't know. For somebody, that's what they may have felt like. Anything else, Spirit, that we want to talk about? Let's pull in some of the Kipper and Lenormand, and then we can wrap this up. Hey, how are you, LP? How's life been going? But remember, whatever this happens, it allows you to move forward happily. You're like, I think it gives you a sense of ease to surrender to the process, to the flow of what's happening. And part of that may be because you're vindicated in something. And like somehow something's on your side. Like you feel like either the universe or something just where you're like, okay. Tell me about this week ahead, Spirit. Week ahead. I think somebody's focus, we got the main female with thoughts. Thoughts can be about the things that you are analyzing, planning. Like this is like Spirit. If this is going to happen, then this has to be like this. Like if you're telling me I need to walk down this path, then this is what I need to do that. And it happens exactly the way you want it because it's a wish fulfillment. So it's kind of like, here it is. Like, and whatever you were planning, whatever you were wanting, whatever you were thinking, the way you were perceiving something was to make things easier on you. This is the privileged lady, and giving you the ease of choice, movement, things going smoothly for you. So things are going to happen smoothly, exactly how you wanted and you thought. And in your favor, they just said in your favor. Something was wrong. Somebody either did something wrong to you, something in a situation was wrong. Things were, I feel like you've had to kind of like live in the midst of some bullshit. That's the Thief card. Like somebody, it's almost like whatever this was, I feel like you feel like, or it was robbing you of your future robbing you of your opportunity to go down the path that you're supposed to go down. And then that's what's being improved is whatever somebody or something did. This thief card is like deceit, deception, fuckery of some kind. That is what you're being elevated out of. And again, I can't help but feel like community card is where you're at, because it's also the neighborhood card. Yes, it's all about support, but I feel like saying it's where you're located. It has something to do where you were or who you were with or something to that effect. You're going to be in an improved state or an improved area. It's also recognition. Like, again, I can't help but feel like somebody is going to be seen as being in the right on a situation, or feels like they're being seen as being right about something, or not being the cause of something. Like, you've not done anything wrong. And you're going to know that Spirit has said and believes that you've not done anything wrong. Because to this point, you feel like whatever chaos was going on was like, am I being punished for something? Like, why does this continue to happen? But you're being taken out of an era. Like that, the door is being closed. Okay. You can expect to receive some information or communication on something that specifically concerns you. Or you're worried about receiving some type of communication or something like that. Tell me more about that. Tell me about the communication. Or this is like worst case scenario, like worrying about the worst case scenario because your expectations are focused on all of your concerns. So it's like projecting the worst case scenario. And then we have, tell me about the message. We have all the cards in this deck that represent the feminine. And again, I feel like somebody's been waiting for something to happen. So I'm going to say that somebody's in their feminine energy because they've not been acting on something, which was shown to us by the Four of Cups. It was like, I am holding back. I am waiting. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to go under the radar, that kind of thing, not rock the boat. And then, so we have the main female, and then it's like you've been trying to figure out how to make things better for you so that you can get out of something unscathed, so that you can have smooth sailing, to turn things into your favor. And they're saying you're really concerned and worried about worst case scenario here. Your focus has been on your concerns, and then you receive some level of a message. And what I want to say is, in all of these situations, this reminds me of mother, maiden, crone type of energy, right? Maiden being the main female, mother being like the privileged lady, and then crone being the mature woman. We've got the mature woman with courthouse. Now, courthouse is all about the pros and cons, the deliberation of something, the contracts. It can, and we have a lot of legal type of cards out here between the justice, the judgment, and then courthouse, right? But the fact that I see with the red string of fate, and remember I said there's something, the high priestess felt fated, like it was meant to happen. And I see mature woman, courthouse, and lovers. This can be some level of vindication, like as basic as far as like court or legal stuff in regards to love. That could be the issue. It's addressing that. Or it could be, again, I feel like I get the sense of, like, keep giving me wizened, like mature woman is wizened, like the knowing, the understanding of how to execute something, the capacity, like I'm in a smarter state. I don't know why I said it like that. Courthouse being like it's this like how to proceed forward is what I want to say. Like you might have options and you might have some level of leverage. Because if we have courthouse, which is all about negotiations, mediating, negotiation, right? And they're like, be smart about this. You have the capacity. You're going to have some leverage in this to negotiate something. And lovers to me always is about the choice to have something in your favor. So you're going to have the ability. I'm feeling very like, and we're almost out of the deck. I don't know what more they can pull. These are very specific, but yet I can feel so many scenarios where this would play out. So we shall see. It's your wish fulfillment. You're getting exactly what you desired, and it allows you to move on. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? One last go, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. It's definitely a level of security. An improvement in health is what I want to say. I feel like somebody gets to focus on themselves. We do have the feminine coming out again. This is just a path that leads to some level of abundance, prosperity, and security is what I want to say. This is going to allow you. So whatever the star card is talking about, where Spirit's trying to take you in a trajectory, that's what it's leading towards, okay? All right. All right, I'm going to leave it at that because I feel like that's a lot of cards. Terry. Alrighty. I'm trying to think. Like I feel like I'm still in the lane. And I'm like, I don't want to do another reading because that would just elongate the process. And I'm really happy that we were able to get this done within like a 30-minute time frame. Like that's a record for me. It was 36 minutes, guys. So that's good. I'm going to pull just a couple of moon magic and see if it's got something else to say about the week ahead. I'm not going to do a book. Ooh. I'm gonna say because they said two, and I'm like, ooh, okay, guys. So this is some good shit, and then we'll wrap it up. I feel pressure in my head. I don't know who that's for. I've been like, I'm not hot anymore. I'm perfectly fine. I'm good. And now I've got pressure in my head, and I'm like, okay. And I'm just saying that because if it's for somebody, then you're gonna know. If it's for you, Somebody might be having allergy issues. Is the way it came across. All right. Hope, calm, and manifestation. Told you. This card represents calm, quiet magic of the night when all is still and enchanted. Dreams travel through the air on moonbeams. The card comes to let you know that all things are possible if only you believe in them enough. The unicorn's magic as a form of soft power, introverted and hidden from sight. When it comes to use simple magic, such as meditation, crystals, psychic dreaming, etc., to manifest your desires. This card does not suggest that a big bang of manifestation will occur, but a softer revelation of your heart's desire, which is the energy of being carried through something. Although I get that, I'm still getting, it's almost like, you know how like sometimes what we want comes in and it's like so, it ends up feeling scary because it's like an implosion or something like that. This is more like being carried through. This is what it feels like. Have faith in your own power and believe in yourself and your ability to craft a life that you love. Almost like something happens in a calm manner, which is the privileged lady, that smooth, lucky phase where things just kind of like, and so that gives that energy of this would be massively disruptive for other people, but it's not for you. You're in the eye of the storm, like you're in the calm of it, and everything is changing around you. Everything's swirling, but you yourself are in a sense of protected state. Dreamweaver, let's go. Goal setting, action, and effort. It's just reminding you that you get to determine your own life and your own path. Because to a large extent, your destiny is in your own hands. Dreamweaver tells you to take charge of your destiny by setting your goals and working steadily towards them. Don't be one of those people who constantly complains that they can't catch a break or get a foot in the door of their dream job. And don't sit back and wait for someone else to open up a few doors for you. I feel like this is talking about how we said there is still like this allows you to propel forward, but you're going to have to go down, like the Spirit's trying to guide you down a particular path, but you have to actually still do it. Like you have to make the decision. You have to follow through. Like you have to answer that guidance. You have to surrender to it and follow it. Like there's just like, this is the alleviation of something, but it opens the door for that, but it still rests on your shoulders, right? The universe works with you, not for you. It will only match your own level of effort. So if you don't put the effort in, you won't reap any rewards. This card reminds you in this moment not to play the victim, but to take on the role of manifester. So this is just something that it's like, what are you going to do with this when this happens? It's your desire. It's your wish. They're like, okay. And it does give you the comfort to surrender to the path that Spirit's trying to take you on. But you still, like, it's not like, even though I gave the analogy of the carpet ride, like there's still an active participation in this that you have to do. Okay. So it's almost like somebody saying, hey, I'm all game for it. I'll go down this. I'll do this. I'll follow through. I absolutely will, but it has to unfold like this in order to make it easier. And Spirit's like, okay. But so it's like your end of the bargain now. Like Spirit somehow manages to help make sure that things go the way that you did. So you can't suddenly backtrack and say, no, never mind. Like you have to follow through. There is a requirement of things you're going to have to take action on. But it shouldn't be that difficult. So anyways, all right, guys. I think that's good enough. I'm going to enjoy the sun. Today. I hope you all get some sunny weather as well. Yeah. And I guess I will see you guys later this week. Have a great day, guys.